Weather outside is frightful.
But inside so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review. Review Christmas special, monkey.
Let's just say I'm one of those people who reads, say, let's say Disneyland holidays starting November 6th. And I get really annoyed. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah, November 6th is holiday season, you simple-minded simian.
Seriously, has the world forgotten about Thanksgiving? That still exists, right? Seriously, I saw a Christmas commercial in February.
Not marketable.
February is holiday season. February is holiday season.
Monkey, Lurch forced you to get into holiday spirit. Lurch make you watch Christmas with the Addams Family. This time on So You Want to Be an Imagineer's Christmas in July, where we review a Christmas special every single night of the month of July. Greetings, fellow Armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Monkey.
And yeah. Oh man, we're getting pretty good at these opening skits, aren't we, Monkey?
Well, when you say these openings, do you mean Christmas in July specifically? Because so far this is my only one.
No, I don't know. I mean, just opening skits in general. I'm trying. So, so let me ask you, Monkey. This isn't, Lurch, of course, did not force you to watch this episode. You chose to watch it and review it by your own accord. So let me ask you, what is it about this particular episode, Christmas with the Addams Family, that makes you kind of come out of your shell and really want to kind of do something with it, in spite of your prejudice against Christmas specials in July?
Christmas in Julyist, is that what I am?
You're pre-holiday racist.
Kind of want to say Christmas in Julyist. Well, anyway, so anyway, to answer your question, I'm actually not entirely sure myself. So I remember, you're doing this, and I thought, it would be fun if they talked about Christmas with the Addams Family. And I guess I figured, because I know the episode pretty well, enough, so, so there's a good reason to have me on here, a legit reason for me to actually be on it, and yeah, so I watched it, and I'm still alive.
Thank God.
Yeah, well, what? Episode starts, ding, ding, ding. I spontaneously combust.
If that was the case, then I would be dead several times over by now.
Yeah. I need to make a skit about that. Just a quick YouTube video.
You should. Oh my God, yes.
Once I get those special effects.
I will go about making that. Tiki's Christmas in July escapades.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so... Or maybe I did spontaneously combust, and this is just what I'm seeing in the afterlife.
Yeah, and maybe I just reincarnate myself every night after I review a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like The Prestige. Maybe there's 20 different clones of me running around. Who knows?
That is such a beautiful image.
What? Yeah, I know. 20 different me's? Of course that's a beautiful image. Monkey, come on. How can you not love the space?
You have a baby face.
Okay, so
So
yeah, it's very clear you are a fan of the Addams Family. I kept pestering you. Come on, review one, and you're like, all right, I'll review Addams Family with you. So here we are. We are going to do it. We are going to take on Christmas with the Addams Family. But first, there's kind of an interesting little discussion I wanted to have with Monkey, just because it's kind of interesting, our relationship between these two shows. I grew up on the Addams Family mostly through the live-action movies in the 90s, and also prominently through the cartoon. I remember It's funny, Monkey, because I remember, like, I was blown away when I discovered that there was a Beetlejuice movie. Because I was so familiar with the cartoon, I had no idea there was a live-action movie, and so when I discovered it, I was like, what? And then I watched it, and I was like, this is not like the cartoon! Like, evil! So yes, that was my experience with Beetlejuice. But with the Addams Family, it was kind of a similar thing, you know what I mean? Because all I knew about them was I knew of course, everyone knew that the theme song's very famous and iconic. But da-da-da-da.
Go to the musical, they play that music, pretty much everyone in the theater will snap or clap along at the right moments.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Oh god. But really, the supernatural kooky 60s sitcom that I was into, Monkey, was The Munsters. I love The Munsters. And you're not really...
I'm not as familiar with them. I mean, I'm sure I watched episodes when I was younger, but no. And even then, I've only really been into Addams for like a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Munsters, it definitely is a nostalgia thing with me. But I think more so, like with the Addams Family, they always go out of their way to be outlandish, right? Like that's kind of the whole point of the show. It really was kind of a I want to say it was kind of a groundbreaking show for the time because of all the supernatural elements it would have, and you know, you had characters like Cousin It and Thing, and
I know the relationship between Gomez and Morticia was groundbreaking for the time.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And,
like so openly affectionate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh god. But my thing with Munsters is that Munsters try so goddamn hard to just be a sitcom that happens to have monsters in it. And they just happen to be monsters. And that's what cracks me up about the Munsters.
Yeah, it does sound rather hilarious.
Is that they don't make any sort of a big deal out of the fact that they're monsters. They're just trying to live their lives. And so it's like, you know, Herman Munster, he's always stomping around, he's always breaking shit, you know, and it's like, it's not his fault, he's just a fucking Frankenstein. It's like, what can he do, you know? It's like the Munsters are just trying to live an everyday life, whereas the Addams Family, like...
Are more of like a culture clash.
What?
Yeah, like Addams is more of a culture clash.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Addams, it's like, you know, it's in the theme song. They're kooky, they're spooky.
Yeah, and of course they don't understand that like their way of life isn't, you know, modern normal society's way of life.
Sure, right. Whereas with
like,
the
I'll admit that Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Like I'll admit, like Addams and maybe Munsters as well, but yeah, Addams really is basically just the same joke for the whole show, and yet I think they did really well with it. A good job.
I don't think that's fair to say because I think every individual character brought something to the table with Addams Family.
I guess.
And
maybe some they shine. Some of them shine more in other episodes.
Sure, but I just appreciate how unique they all are, despite, you know, how much screen time they might get in each individual episode. Just the fact that you have a character like Cousin It or a character like Thing that's basically just a just a photo-chopped hand. Yeah. You know, it's impressive. It's impressive for the time. It's really creative. Of course, we should also mention that the Addams Family actually came from a comic strip.
Of course.
So it goes way back. And that's kind of funny.
And I think the guy who wrote the strip actually disliked the TV show.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of funny. It also fits in with the other show I'm going to be reviewing tonight. I'm going to be reviewing Casper's First Christmas.
Timing!
I'm mostly reviewing Casper's First Christmas because I really got kind of neglected the Hanna-Barbera characters, and there's a whole host of Hanna-Barbera cameos at the end of that one. So yay.
Yay.
Okay, but yeah, overall, that's just kind of the piece I want to make with Munsters. I mean, Addams Family is definitely entirely creative, and it really goes places with its concept, even if, like you say, it's the same joke over and over. But with the Munsters, I just think it's such sharp social satire. It's like it's these people who are just trying desperately to fit in with society, but the Munsters, they do not have a Christmas special. They just have a TV movie from the 90s with different actors and everything. Maybe one day we'll take a look at that on Christmas in July, but it won't be this year. So, but in the meantime, Monkey, do you have anything you want to set up for Christmas with the Addams?
Okay, I noticed, like, I assume you watched it on Dailymotion?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, like, the version that was on there has some cuts, so I can, like, just explain what got cut when those parts turn up.
Okay, so like I said, I'm not sure that you and me watched the exact same version on Dailymotion, but I watched the first thing that came up on my search engine, so.
Okay, it's like 22 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so,
Okay, yeah.
all right, fair enough. Do you happen to have the episode number?
No, but I think it might be something along the lines of... I know it's definitely season 2. It might be something like episode 15 or so of season 2.
Let me look it up just to season 2, episode 15. Congrats, Monkey, you got it right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think this is like when I was starting to get into Addams a while ago because I was going to see the musical, so I started watching some episodes.
Yeah.
I think this was like the second or third one. Good thing so I happened to be seeing the show in December.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, now that show kind of always has some Christmas time connotations for me. Timing! Oh wait, wrong episode.
Oh god.
But
all right.
yeah.
So with that in mind, do you want to just jump right into a little recap of Christmas with the Addams?
Oh, I'm always ready for that. Tonight, at least.
Oh yeah. Recap it up, boy. Oh yeah, like recap it old school. Because we're hardcore like that.
We're the Recappers. Sounds like the name of the band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Recappers.
Okay, so our episode starts. Let's see, Gomez. He I wrote down
stuff.
Hammer. What's musical hammer mean?
Oh, because he was like nailing stuff or something, and it sounded like jingle bells every time he.
Oh yeah, right.
Ting 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 ting. Nothing like a musical hammer. That's gotta stay alive. And this kind of applies to the whole series too. But yeah, John Astin as Gomez, legend.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like him, Carolyn Jones, a lot of fun casting with this series.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
So then, so let's see.
And then he sees the figure approaching, and he thinks it's Morticia.
Yeah.
But it's Fester. Don't you know the difference? Don't you know the difference between Morticia and me? I do now. You're softer.
Really? I find that hard to believe.
I actually don't for some reason. I see both sides.
I mean, he's certainly rounder. I don't know. It's like when I think Uncle Fester, I don't think silk smooth skin. Just saying.
And then
like using like Dove body and bath. I don't know. So
and then Morticia shows up, right?
Yeah, Morticia shows up, and then she goes straight to Fester and gives him a kiss. And let's see. And then at this point, aren't they just kind of displaying all the Christmas
all the gifts? Yeah, like the first one was the head, right?
Yeah,
Callahan's head. And then the feeding thing for Lurch.
Yeah, right. And then
that's when Lurch comes in with the Maharaja's gift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rope and the flute.
I did not understand that. What was up with that?
So I guess it's supposed to be, like a snake charmer, and
I got that it was supposed to
yeah,
be
with a rope.
a snake
Well, what didn't
charmer,
you
but
get?
what was actually coming out of it?
It was a rope, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so how does it work? Is it like...
You however that shit works, play the music and it rises and dances. And of course, when Gomez plays it, then it just shoots back into the barrel and slams the lid.
But is it supposed to be supernatural, or is it just supposed to be like something to do with like... I don't know. I was kind of confused by that scene.
Well, is it supernatural or what?
Is it supernatural, or just like, do you just blow into it and the act of blowing into it makes it rise? Is it like kind of like blowing up a balloon or something?
Maybe supernatural, or it's however that trick goes in that culture, I suppose.
Nah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So, I just, you gotta love Lurch. He just comes in, I have present. Oh god, and anyways, so Morticia, she's gonna give away a holiday macabre potion, and,
Yeah, for her sister,
yes.
Ophelia.
And then, Thing, when Gomez is playing the flute, he's just over there like,
Oh yeah, I think the flute may have been working on Thing.
oh, is that what it is?
Perhaps.
Oh, weird, weird. I don't understand this show and its series and its rules. Oh god, oh god. Anyways. Okay, so then the kids come in, and we get our big plot. What is our big plot?
Mr. Thompson next door told them that there's no Santa.
Is Mr. Thompson a prominent figure in the show?
I think, you know how they mentioned that, he said there weren't any witches, and we
Right.
produced a lovely one last Halloween, but she
So
was a
that, I
relative.
think that was an episode.
Yeah, that's from a previous episode.
Okay.
I think that's it for him.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those...
Witch wasn't actually a relative, just some random lady outside dressed as a witch.
Right, right. It's one of those situations like with the Andy Griffith Show Christmas. They had a character, the character of Ben, who I am not sure, he was like the local town, the local, he owns the local town liquor store, and I'm not sure if he was like a permanent fixture on that show or not, but goddamn did he give a good run in the Christmas episode. So, but yes. So, can we agree that Mr. Thompson is the Scrooge? I don't know. This is kind of tricky. Like,
yeah.
There's no real Scrooge in the episode. There's really not, because it's like everyone gets so into the... Like, literally every single member of the cast dresses up as Santa, so there's no
Except the
fucking
kids.
Scrooge.
And Thing, but yeah. Well, anyhow,
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead with the whole Scrooge analogy. I'm just going to write it off. Mr. Thompson, unseen character. Who knows, Monkey? Who knows? Maybe he's peered in with binoculars, like, oh, those Addams. They're all dressing up as Santa. Gosh darn it, maybe Santa exists after all. Yes, that totally happened. There we go. Okay, so let's see. So Morticia, she promises that Santa's going to show up, and the kids establish their presence. Wednesday, she wants a Marie Antoinette doll for her guillotine, because that's just the perfect gift to get a little girl. It's just...
Yeah, she always has her headless doll. I think the name changes, but from episode to episode. But yeah.
And then Pugsley, he wants bow
and arrow.
What's he want to shoot down with the bow and arrows? Oh, he wants to shoot apples off Uncle Fester's head.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Be careful not to shoot at his head. You could hurt the arrow. He's softer.
So the kids, they ask Uncle Fester about Santa Claus.
He's like, you kids are talking like children.
What?
You kids are talking like children.
Right. And what's he say about dragons?
Next thing you'll say, there are no dragons.
Oh yeah,
no, well, there are dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Okay, so everyone gets kind of. I like how they. I like how the adults are having the discussion, and they're actually like, "Well, what if Santa doesn't show up?" Like, I like how they're considering Santa showing up a possibility at all.
Yeah.
You know.
It's true.
So
they decided to have a backup Santa.
Yes, we need a backup Santa, and that backup Santa is going to be none other than Uncle Fester, appropriately.
I love that when they're like, we need someone who's fed and he's good around children. Yeah, I know someone. And Fester's like suggesting people, and one of the people he suggests is Pugsley.
Pugsley? Oh, wait, no, that wouldn't work.
So then Fester. And Morticia calls the costume shop, and in the version we watched, there's a cut scene here. So
okay, I was definitely wondering about that because it did seem like something was missing.
Yeah, there is something.
Yeah, because Morticia calls the costume shop, and then all of a sudden Fester's on the roof. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so like she hangs up, and Fester's like, Morticia, I can't be Santa. I'm too young and glamorous. So I don't remember what exactly leads him into this bit, but then Fester has this sort of epiphany about how, like, they're children, and children have dreams, and the dreams can be crushed. Crushed? It'll ruin them! Like, so he goes through with it, because, like, so that the kids' lives won't be ruined. He's like, customers, here I come! He rushes off. I think Gomes is like, Fester, always keeping a level head. Something along the lines. Okay, so then it cuts back to a Fester on the roof. Sounds crazy, no? Here in this village, we're all like a Fester on the roof.
Yes, I think so. Oh god. Wow. Wow. Okay.
So he gets stuck in the chimney.
Yes, he does. Very predictably.
And I remember, like, Gomez and Morticia are working on the tree, hanging up stockings and ornaments. She says something in French, like, that's French! Throws the box off to the side and just starts kissing her arm. Oh, no.
Like we said, Gomez and Morticia's relationship, very cutting edge.
Yeah, like that whole running gag of, like, she says something French. You spoke French!
Oh!
Starts kissing her arm.
You spoke French! Oh, have me!
There's one where it's like, Morticia's with some other lady, like, that's my husband's specialty, creme de la toadstool. Suddenly you hear, Querida! Gomez slides down the pole really fast, runs over to her. He spoke French. In other words, like, she says French and he runs to her, and he had just been sleeping. Like, and Morticia's in the cave, so, like, asleep in his bedroom down to the cave in less than a second.
Oh.
Anyway, and then the kids show up, right?
Oh, yeah, and of course the first thing...
We're talking about Santa, not Uncle Fester! Yeah, so
they start a fire in the chimney.
Yeah, give Santa a warm welcome.
Oh yes. I love how they're just not concerned about this at all. Like, do they just not give a fuck about Uncle Fester at this point? They're just like, screw him.
I don't think they know he's stuck.
What?
I don't think they know he's stuck. They might think he hasn't actually tried to go down the chimney yet.
Well, I know they don't know he's stuck, but they know he's going to go down.
They're Addamses.
Okay, fair enough.
They're, the playroom where they have all the torture devices so they can relax.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, so let's see.
And then commercial, right?
Then it's gonna deck the halls. Lurk is playing on piano.
Things ringing the jingle bells.
Indeed.
Family's there.
And Fester, he's still stuck.
Yeah. There's this line. It's not in the one we watched, but Trish is trying to assure them that they'll come. He'll come, whether it be rain or sleet or snow. No, wait, that's the postman. Oh, they both deliver things.
And then we get this really funny bit where all the adults are worried about like what's gonna, like, oh, you should have never trusted Santa Fester to be Santa,
Yeah.
and
A Santa Claus for the children. A
For the
Santa Claus for the
children.
children. A Santa Claus for the children.
a Santa
Doesn't it?
Claus for the children.
Then this is when Gomez goes out into the town, right?
Oh, yeah.
He finds the guy in the Santa suit. Turkey dinner's at the mission! And he's doing terribly, and Gomez asks to rent the suit.
Mhm.
How much? 25? Sounds reasonable. Here you go, 25,000. And then another cutscene here, like, right? Like Gomez hands him the money, and the guy's just like, dumbstruck. And he looks at Gomez, sir, you don't need that suit. And then there's a little wipe, and then cuts to the guy ringing the bell, and now he's wearing Gomez's suit.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
then it's to the kids writing the letter to Santa.
Mhm. Right.
And then Gomez Santa appears at the window. You know, I don't
Wow,
have to say that.
you didn't come your usual way, but wow, you're sure fast up a ladder.
Yeah. And this is where Gomez is like, oh, Addams, eh? Great name. I've sometimes thought of changing my name to Santa Addams, but, you know, people like the clause. And
Yeah,
I bring this up.
have to pump himself up.
I bring this up because, like, Santa Addams, that would make such an awesome username.
Santa Addams.
Yeah. I might use it at some point. Santa Addams.
Oh yes. Oh god.
He gives them their gifts, ensures them there is a Santa Claus. He goes out calling to the reindeer and falls down the roof.
Well, yeah, and I saw that fall coming as soon as he got outside. I was like, oh god, he's gonna fall on his ass. And sure enough. Oh god, okay, so then Granny
Mama
comes
shows
in
up.
next, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Grandmama. And
and she, and the kids are like, Santa, your voice got a lot higher.
no, you must have me confused with some other fella. And then we get what's probably one of my favorite jokes of the whole series. Like, it's probably like top 10 or so.
Uh-huh.
Either that's Grandmama or Santa's a woman. Either that or Grandmama's a man.
Oh god. Oh god. Playing off that old trope, like if your kid discovers that you're the Santa Claus, when you dress up, be like, Dad? It's you? Well, I'm your father and Santa Claus! Ho ho ho!
It was on Jimmy Neutron, like the Sheen's autograph book. I'm getting an autograph next to my dad and Santa Claus, and both autographs are like the exact same.
Right.
So Mama gives them the gifts and leaves,
Uh-huh.
and
So
they
at this point, they're thinking about, they've got a pretty hearty collection of gifts. So aren't they thinking about giving one away at this point?
yeah, like donating one to some poor child.
And they're like, come on, let's go downstairs and see if there's any other presents under the tree. And then, oh god, my favorite part of the episode, Lurk is Santa. Oh, I mean, it just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. For you, Puppy. For you, Wednesday.
You say you've given us present. Now you give us 3. Santa only give 1.
Just like Spider-Man.
Huh?
Spider-Man, he only gives 1. Everyone only gets 1.
I don't get it.
Ah! Screw you. Mm.
Yeah. Is that any way to talk during the
Everyone only
holidays?
gets one. Isn't that right, Peter? Well, apparently everyone only gets one.
Which one is that from?
It's a running Family Guy joke.
Oh, right. I think I remember it now.
Everybody only gets one.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to drag that out. That's just the only thing I thought of when I saw Lurch, like, everyone gets one present. Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Santa's not very good at counting. Oh, Santa is. I don't know about Lurch. And then Santa It. So that's the concept of Santa It.
I feel like that's something that would be in an Addams Family dark ride for some reason.
Santa It?
Just by its own, with no explanation. Just it's Santa Claus.
Yeah. And there's bet that got cut out in that Daily Motion where it was like, Pug's like, oh, Merry Christmas to you too. Santa?
Oh.
It just cuts to when he's like, Santa?
Right.
Then he gives them their gifts, and then...
Oh, God. Then comes Morticia. Oh, God.
As Santa. Where did you get all those? Now, they're not real. They're just our imaginations. Like, there's a whole run on Santas here. And at this point is when all the Santas begin to show up. And then
Morticia gives my favorite line of the episode, probably, when she's like, I am the one true Santa.
Was it? Oh, this is an imposter. I'll have him removed. Rings the bell for Lurch. Lurch claws. You ring, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, Lurch, if you haven't blown your cover by now, that probably would have.
Yes.
And all the confusion of like, and Ned shows up like you? Who are you? Santa Claus! And then you hear, coming! And and Fester finally showed up. And I have to say
that out of all of them, Fester actually plays the best Santa.
Like I was just gonna say, he is exceptionally good at being in character.
Right.
Like, and I see all of my assistants are here. Brilliant! Brilliant! Standing ovation, seriously.
Standing ovation. Oh wow.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if it turned out that actually was Santa, and maybe Fester walks in the door like, Fester, where have you been? Oh, some guy pulled me out. He helped me out of the chimney. I didn't see who he was. And turns out that was Santa. But instead, and of course when he's like, thanks, Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester? Who's that? It's you. And that's Grandmama, and that's Lurch, and that's Mommy, and Daddy, and that's Cousin Ed. Fester just turns to them. The jig is up!
Yeah. Well, it was nice of you all to do this, but I am sad that the real Santa never showed up. And then they see that the tree has been completely decorated and decked out. There's snow all over the floor, which I think is a nice touch.
Yeah. Why, George? The real Santa must have gotten here while our backs were turned. And I hear him outside.
I do like the idea of Santa just like sneaking around. Like, imagine just Santa walking in on that scene and just being really confused.
I'm sure he knows what was going on. He's just, oh, those Addamses.
Oh god. So we get a nice little ending. Everything's wrapped up. You know, there was
wrapped up
after all. Mr. Thompson was proven wrong.
And let's see, Morticia got Gomez some fancy new cigarette lighter.
Yeah,
and Fester traded the bows and arrows and dolls for
A chemistry
What?
set.
Yeah. Well, the combination of all this stuff makes wonderful fudge. Fudge faster than makes dynamite. Ah, come on, don't be. Could have sworn it made fudge.
Oh god. Oh god. Ooh, and then Morticia, she's got her violin. I thought of you the moment I saw it, darling.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, is that it?
That's wonderful. There's one thing missing.
What?
That.
Oh yeah. And then all the family get on the staircase and start singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." God damn it,
Right
Mikey!
to
Can't
us.
get any more Christmassy than that.
Yeah. I do feel that ending with them singing is kind of awkward. Just like, oh, they're singing to us. Right to us. Okay, this is sort of awkward.
I honestly kind of feel like any Christmas special where the people just randomly decide to sing a song at the end is kind of awkward.
And directly to us.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, this is all you wanted, Morticia. Yeah, to sing a song to us. Oh, thank you, Morticia. We're touched. Oh God. But overall, that was Christmas with the Addams Family. Monkey, I know you're a big fan of it, but what do you think looking back on it?
I feel it still holds up well.
Yeah.
It's still a good episode, yeah. Like, I remember I think it's probably somewhere in like my top 5 or 3 episodes of the show.
Okay. Like I said, I'm definitely sort of more prefer the Munsters in terms of the black and white sitcom era of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I was definitely amused by this episode. I don't necessarily think it was the most heartfelt Christmas special in the world. I think it definitely aired more on the comedy side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There wasn't really any moment that really tugged at the heartstrings or anything like that, which I do kind of look for in a Christmas special. But in terms of comedy, it was a good one. It was definitely, it definitely had a lot of good moments, especially with Lurch. I think Lurch just kind of stole the episode for me, as he probably steals a lot of the episodes, I imagine. So yeah, overall, it was a good time. Good time indeed.
Yeah, it's often a good time with the Addamses.
Oh yeah,
Most of it. Yeah. Maybe a dud here or there, but that's bound to happen in a series.
Yeah. So you are done with Christmas in July until we review the actual Christmas in July.
Oh yeah.
I'll
look at one, sir. Unless we do get to a certain one that we can discuss later.
Yeah. Let's not ruin the surprise of that one on air. But I will be back tonight because this is my second night in a row doing 2 episodes in a night to make up for my absence, and I will be reviewing Casper's First Christmas. I think this is kind of a proper one to go along with the Addams Family, considering that both of them are originally started off as comic strips. And also, Casper's First Christmas has a lot of Hanna-Barbera cameos, and I feel like I really kind of dropped the ball on not looking at Hanna-Barbera this year, so that's kind of making up for that. So look for that. That'll probably be up in about an hour or so. That should be a fun show. And
I already did a timing joke, so.
Yes, you did. All right, so yes, it's safe to say that all these Christmas specials have a formula and blah, 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 and whatnot, and we here at Christmas in July are going to find that formula. Ask me how we're going to do that, Monkey.
How are we going to go about that, Mr. Tiki?
We're going to go about that by putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Ah! Wow, I totally flubbed that up. Wow. We're going to go about that by putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Next time on Christmas in July.
Da 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 da.
Blah.